The challenge of rebuilding what was lost in the floods in central Texas is almost unimaginable. So we decided to revisit a family who lost their home in a flood a year ago. They live in South Dakota, and they've spent the past year picking up the pieces of their lives. Jonah Kaplan has their story in tonight's Eye on America.
These lush green fields outside Sioux City, Iowa, show no signs of last summer's historic flooding that turned Dave and Judy Oberg's home into the kind of waterfront property nobody wants. We were with them in the midst of a massive cleanup.
You're going to lose furniture, you're going to lose appliances, but with this house, you're losing a piece of yourself.
That's right. It'll never be the same. I've lived in this house my whole life.
A year later, they've got a new house on the same lot, but on a new hill they built.
The main floor of the house is about 10 feet higher than that driveway right there.
The Obergs didn't have flood insurance, and they didn't get help from the government either. So to dig out, they had to dig into their savings and sell off more than a third of their farmland. To afford the house, they looked to the Sioux City Career Academy, where students build 2 ready-to-deliver homes every year. One went to Habitat for Humanity. The Obergs bid on the other last July and won.
It took a lot of work to get here, probably a lot of stress, too.
Still have nightmares sometimes, especially when it rains. People say to me, "Oh, aren't you so happy that you have this new house?" Because they don't understand that my kids grew up there, I grew up there, and all those memories are never going to be back.
And the frustration I think that we went through was that first initial shock of, okay, what are we going to do? Luckily, we found this house, and then the work started.
Farmers pray for rain, but 18 inches in 2 days? That's more of a curse than a blessing. Meteorologist Eric Hunt at the University of Nebraska now worries about what he calls whiplash weather caused by climate change.
Where we had almost a year's worth of rain in 2 months in some cases. By October, they were in severe drought because it quit raining for most of the next 3 months.
So forget about the idea of maybe you have one hot summer, one wet summer, and then another dry one. You're saying all that happens in a matter of weeks?
In some cases, yes.
The floods wiped out the Oberg family's 3,000 acres of corn and soybeans. Their nephew, Kenny Shequin, says they replanted when it dried out enough and consider themselves lucky to have salvaged a third of the usual crop, but it came at a cost.
Irrigation systems, ditches, any infrastructure that exists in this field was basically replaced on our own dime. There was no help for that stuff.
For now, though, Mother Nature appears to be giving back.
A year ago, there was nothing here. It was just barren, flood damaged, and now look at it. We've got chest-high corn. It's just a beautiful, look at the view.
A view that Dave and Judy Oberg will never take for granted.
You have to look to the future. You got to leave it in the past. You got to go forward. That's what life's about.
Relying on faith to face a storm of uncertainty. For Eye on America, I'm Jonah Kaplan in Jefferson, South Dakota.